I'm Ed Scheffler. We're up in Macon, Michigan, northern Lenawee County, and my daughter Faith's here with us today. And we're a small operation. We do a lot of small square bale hay production. Obviously, we've got wheat, bale straw. We raise oats and soybeans in our rotation. And one of the things that we've had on this farm in particular, we've had this since 1948, is we get a lot of runoff from the upper elevations, and we've got a roadway up there. And the types of storms and the intensity that we get nowadays, the water just runs off of here unbelievably. And we were having a lot of erosion issues and sedimentation into the county drain that runs along this road and this buffer strip. So one of the things that I thought about doing was let's move some hay into this rotation, and let's put this here in this critical area to kind of hold that back and reduce our erosion and nutrient and pesticide runoff. So back in 2018 we did a project at the county and we cleaned this drain out. So I had a perfect opportunity to get the soils level out here and change the topography to fit, and we actually could not get this established in 2018. We ran out of time and the weather just wasn't right. So what we did, we got it in I think it was in the late spring in 2019 we got this implemented, and we actually got a crop off it in 2019. Okay, so we're on like a Hoytville clay soil here. There is some loam on the north end of the farm, but mainly heavy clay type soils. Well drained, we're pattern tiled. You know, I think that buffer strips are the kind of the original common sense conservation practice. I think that you know, there's a lot of them implemented. I think they're very effective. They reduce, I've heard stories up to 75% of sediments and nutrients, and it just, they do a really good job, and I would think that they would be implemented more. But what I kind of wanted to talk about was that, you know, you can put these in and still keep your return on your land if you've got a way to bale it. Maybe you have a neighbor that bales it. Hay is a really profitable commodity. So what we did in this particular case is I chose a mix of alfalfa and Timothy grass, and the reason I went with Timothy is it's a warm season grass, but it's a later maturing grass, and rather than like a brome or an orchard grass. And my intent was that we don't harvest this early in the season when we're more susceptible to heavy, intense rains, although it didn't come true here this year. We just had this last Friday, we had a 2-inch rain. But and Timothy's a later maturing grass, so that we're June 29th today, and as you can see, this is just now headed out, and it's primed for harvest. The other thing with Timothy is you usually only get 1 or 2 cuttings a year off of Timothy crops. So what we wanted to do is get this harvest done, and then we want to see this grow back enough that it's going to provide that benefit for filtration and holding sediment back, and overwintering with that maybe a foot tall vegetation there. It tends to hold up really well. If we still had and you might be able to see here where it comes through the wheat, runoff still was cutting in, even though we had a little bit of a gully here, even though we had this in place. So I ended up putting a riprap chute in here. So we had this chute which kind of protects where the outfall is going into the drain, and it catches residue here, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job. You can see where it's kind of taken some of the riprap down, so you can see some of the erosive force that comes across here, but we're getting things stable here. We do have some broadleaf issues, I think, because we're still trying to establish grass on our ditch bank. So we're not treating this. We haven't fertilized it since we planted it, and we haven't put down insecticide. Occasionally you have to. I think that I've got some leaf hoppers in this, but I'm not worried about it, so I'm not going to treat this. The closest thing that would be treated would be our wheat crop here. Obviously we've fertilized that, and we've put a 28 liquid application on it, and we sprayed it for weeds and fungicide. But this strip has not been treated since or fertilized since 2018, and that was just a starter fertilizer. But overall, it seems to be holding up well. I'm not seeing a lot of sedimentation down in the county drain as much as what we previously would have. And like I was saying, this land is still in production, so we're receiving that benefit that the buffer strip offers, and we're still getting the environmental benefits. So I think that if there's anything to take away, is that everybody's got something in their operation that they can do. Maybe you're not big enough to have the latest greatest equipment, but something like this is just easy to implement, and a little forethought, and it's just a great practice.
As the future farmer of our farm and as a member of the younger generation, I really think that conservation is super important, especially with all of the changing climate issues and things like that. It's going to be more important for us to learn about and start implementing now, so we know what to do in the future, and just to have your land around for future generations like me. And it's really, really good for your soil health, water quality, main things that we all focus on. So yeah, I would definitely start working with your kids, because they're trying to help you and they're trying to help this planet too, and you know what? It's really good for your farm.
There's a lot of ways we can protect our water resources a little better than what we have been doing, I think. And we gotta learn. We gotta be open-minded,
I think to me that's the big thing, is to try new things and be open-minded
and willing.
And willing. There's no one way or one practice that's going to do it all.
Yeah, we work together. We don't, if one practice doesn't work, don't get ridiculed for it. At least you tried, and then try something new. And we really need 100% support from our farmers. I think it's happening gradually, and got a lot of good farmers out there, and it's just the world goes so fast. Everybody's fast paced, and sometimes I think we could spend a little more time thinking about our planet and our natural resources and our water, instead of just new tractor or this or that. I don't know.